Doop 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 doop. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, like nobody here, except for a kitten. Except for a little scampers. Hey, little scampers. Who's gone into mouse mode? Scampers. Hello. Who's a kitten? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're yawning. Yes, you did. Yeah. Oh, I'm petting you. You like that? Is that licks? Tasting me for flavor? Kitten? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Besides being so cute. Oh my god. Well, anyway, people, I'm on my way to work. I'm going to be heading off there shortly. Just got the car fired up and letting it heat up. Friggin' had to put my shoes up high because every time I'd come home from, or every time I come downstairs, every time I do anything, freaking, I'd find all my shoes in the living room because scampers would pick them up and fire them in the freaking living room on me. Don't know what the hell her fascination is with my shoes. Maybe the god-awful smell from them. You want to go outside? Yes, you do. Just going to let him outside before I head off to work. And run me free. And then we're going to head off to work. Frig yeah. Oh, Jesus. I thought there was something bigger behind me. It's just a cat. Scratching at the wood. Oh, damn it. She fucking chewed through my lace. Son of a bitch. I guess tonight when I get home I'm going to be on poop patrol. Cleaning up all this shit from Oreo because it's like walking through a minefield. Do we have any mail? Auction. Junk mail. Junk mail. Yeah, we got junk. Just junk. Whatever. We'll grab that when we get home. Tire's still a tire. It's not laying on the ground. Just do a quick little walk around the car. Yeah, still a tire. Perfect. 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 That one's getting a little low. I'll have to pump that one up. But not today, people. Not today. Right now, we need to go to work. So, I'm gonna do a little rolling vlog. What the frig? Some people like them, some people don't. Completely up to them. But that's what we're doing, people. It's a rolling vlog. Well, looks like the price hikes are already starting to happen. You're probably saying, what am I talking about? Well, a while back I did a video called Minimum Wages Means Everything Else Will Go Up Too. And that's because they've changed minimum wage here. I don't know if it's Canada-wide or just in Ontario, but now minimum wage in Ontario, at least, is going from $10.25 an hour to $11 an hour. Everybody's getting a 75-cent raise who's on minimum wage. Now, they've already started implementing this increase on one product that I no longer use, and that's cigarettes. My buddy, I'm not going to mention any names, but he goes to the Reserve to buy cigarettes. And before, like when I used to smoke, it was $4 a pack at the Reserve. You know, depending on what you buy at the corner store, it could be anywhere from $7 to $11. If you bought like the shitty freaking budget cigarettes, 20 pack, you paid $7 for 20. But if you bought like the primo brands, like the Morier or Players or whatever other brands there were, the premium shit would be like expensive as frig, like $11 a pack, and that was for a deck of 25. So kind of expensive indeed. Glad I quit. And they just upped the prices of cigarettes by 75 cents. Just so happens that's what they up minimum wage by, 75 cents. So seen a lot of people on the Facebooks there scuffing and hauling about it. And every time cigarettes went up, everybody's like, fuck it, I'm quitting, I'm done with cigarettes, I'm not gonna touch them anymore, and blah blah blah. And everybody would say that, you know, and they would never quit. They would actually just say fuck it and start paying the extra 75 cents or whatever it was for cigarettes and not worry about it. Well, now there's choices, you know. Now there's the vaping, and there's, if you really want to feel daring enough, and you can try the experimental drug Chantix, or you can get friggin' Wellbutrin or Zyban, and so there's ways you can quit smoking without, you know, have a better time doing it. But quitting smoking only works if you want to quit. Like this vaping thing, Only reason why it's worked for me and it got me off cigarettes is because I've been ready to quit for a while. I just never could, because every time I try a product like Chantix or something, there was always a horrible side effect that kicked my ass. With vaping, I haven't had a single side effect. Oh, might as well take point. But yeah, like they've already upped the price of that, and I was talking to my friends over at Tim Hortons, and they said, yeah, coffee's going up. So right now I pay $2 for an extra large. That's 24 fluid ounces of coffee. I paid $2 for a cup of coffee. They're saying that it's going to be going up to $2.25. They're going to be upping the price on their coffees. $2.25 for an extra large. A large is going to be $2. A medium is going to be $1.80. A small is going to be $1.60, and a super small is going to be $1.40. Mind you, people who buy the super smalls, I always ask, you know, why the fuck bother? It's literally a thimble of coffee, does nothing, gives you that taste, and that's about it. So I might either A, downgrade to large, which used to be the old extra large, or B, I might just say frig it and pay the extra quarter and get my extra 4 ounces of coffee. Because that's what the way it goes, is it goes 24 for the extra large, 20 for a large, 16 for a medium, 12 for a small, and then 8 fluid ounces for a super small. And it comes in an espresso cup. It's like, holy shit, there's not even enough coffee in there to kickstart your brain. If it's espresso, it might do it. Jumpstart your brain and maybe make your heart skip a beat or 3, but that's about it. But yeah, the friggin' cost of living there, it's starting to kick in. Because every time minimum wage goes up, it starts with everything else, like cigarettes, gas, things that humans can't go without. And I hate putting cigarettes into that category because there's a lot of smokers out there, and it's gotten to the point where they can't go without it. But yeah, that's why I'm so glad I quit, because like what my buddy pays for 1 day's worth of cigarettes, I pay for a month's supply of e-juice. So kind of have the better deal over here. But you know, to each their own. Some people prefer the cigarettes. Like look at Rickham. Rickham was over at Bloke's house. And there's Bloke, he's vaping away, and Rickham's like, oh yeah, I don't need to quit smoking. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said my lungs are fucking mint condition, friggin' buttery smooth, and blah blah blah, and newborn lungs and all this nonsense, lie after lie. Like, I'm sorry bud, but if you smoke cigarettes, your lungs are not clean. There's no fucking way in hell that your lungs aren't bunged up with tar, because that's what those cigarettes do to you. Like, and we know that as smokers, like, we know what it's doing to us. Like, I never denied that my lungs were shot when I was fucking smoking cigarettes. Christ, I couldn't even run for 10 feet without having to stop and take a breather. Now I actually have lung capacity. I can do things like when I shoveled the end of the driveway. Like, if I was on cigarettes, I would have taken like 4 or 5 scoops and had to stop and breathe, and then taken 4 or 5 scoops, stop and breathe. Now that I'm off the cigarettes, I sat there and I did the reverse grip and the backup motion, and I just chucked all the snow off the end of the driveway into the bank, and it was like nothing. I didn't even break, well, I broke a sweat because I always do because I'm fat, but like I didn't even freaking start huffing and puffing, and I didn't feel like I was gonna die. Like before with the cigarettes, I'd be out there and I'd be like just hauling on the snow, and I'd be like, fuck, I gotta stop. And I'd stop and be like, oh, I'm gonna have a cigarette break, and then carry on with this, and then have a cigarette break, and you know, there goes friggin' 10 minutes of your life, and then get back to her. But since I quit, I just feel so much better. I'm still hawking up a lot of lung tar and butter and all that nonsense, but it's like, yeah, we know what it does to our lungs. So it's just the way she goes, but that's not the topic of the story. It's the fact that prices are going up everywhere. And like I read an article about Moose Factory, which is way up north, and they're complaining that cost of living in Moose Factory is so expensive and things. Well, I'm against that, and I'm for it. And you're probably like, what the fuck? Well, number one, stuff has to get flown in up there or shipped up there. They have no real development up there for like food and stuff. So like food has to get shipped in, water, like bottled water, all that stuff has to get shipped in. So what we pay here, like for a head of lettuce, you pay like $1.99 or some nonsense. In Moose Factory, they'll pay close to $6-7 for the same head of lettuce. Now, is that fair? No, not really. But they got to spend, you know, a lot of it's like chopper flown in, others are transports flown in. It costs a lot of money to transport the goods up there. But then again, if you think about it, nobody's forcing these people to live in these remote areas like Moose Factory, out of Wapiscat, Fort Albany. Nobody's saying, you gotta fucking live here, you have no choice. No, it was a choice they made to live in that area, and now they're stuck there because they have a job, they have a house, they have a mortgage, and now they're paying out the ass. And in order to make those prices cheaper, something's gotta give. So, for instance, right now, if somebody from Moose Factory had to go to Toronto to get an operation done, a critical operation, they would have to hop on the train or the bus. Now, the government subsidized a lot of the payment. So, for instance, when the trains were running, somebody from Moose could go to Toronto for medical, and they would pay $400, and the government would pay the other $1,000. And this is the reason why they stopped the ONR passenger train, because it was costing the government a lot of money. Now, once again, it's their choice to live where they want. Just like people who live on the islands in Temagami. You know, they complain that the phone service sucks and the internet's slow as fuck. Well, you're on a damn island. All Gilligan had was a friggin' couple coconuts and a piece of rope. You know, we gave you guys ADSL high-speed internet. It's not the fastest, it's only 3 megs down, 3/4 meg up. But it's better than the old classic dial-up. And they would complain and say, yeah, back in New York, my internet was faster. Well, no fucking doubt. You're comparing a major city where fiber optics is probably the key internet source to, oh, I don't know, an island. Smarten the fuck up, people. But no. They expect the same out of that. But, like they're talking at work, like I don't know if they're gonna do it, but there was talk of internet prices going up, and like I told them, I said you can't hike the internet without fucking making it work properly, because right now the internet is so god awful slow during prime time that if they don't fix this soon, we're not gonna have any customers to hike prices on. Are you fucking serious, bud? A bunch of people parked on the side of the road, and speed racer wants to pass me. Oh, nice parking. So yeah, because minimum wage went up, everything else is slowly going up. Cigarettes is going up. Now I'm getting a whole bunch of people on Facebook asking me about vaping and how to get started, and wants to kick the habits of cigarettes and all this nonsense. And it's like, well, it's not hard to get started. The cost is expensive. The initial startup cost is pretty brutal. But once you pay that, the rest is all fucking downhill from there, because all you gotta do is keep your e-liquid supplies up. And, oh fuck, I thought there was a spot that, oh, there's a spot right there. So, is there anything behind me? Clear. Might as well park in the back 40 again, because for fuck's sakes, people don't know how to park around here. But yeah, like I called it a while back about the cost of living going up the moment I saw that minimum wage was going up to $11, and it's happening everywhere. And what can you do, right? You have no control over it. It's these companies, they want to make more money than they did last quarter, and what a better way to do it but to take it out on us, the consumers. And they do it on things that we need, like toilet paper and fucking like bottled waters and gasoline and cigarettes and things that people no longer call a luxury. Because, like, honestly, in North Bay anyway, the tap water is really safe to drink. You could totally drink it, no problems. Everything's fine. But a lot of people still go out and buy like fucking Canadian spring water. And I don't know about the USA or anything, but in Canada, there is no law on bottled water. As in, you can use it from the tap. They can literally take the water from the tap, bottle it, call it Canadian Springs, fire it on a shelf, and sell it there for $3 a case for 12 bottles of water. You know, it's completely legal. So because there's no sort of quality control on bottled water, it's pretty dicked. And yeah, so everything's going up that people call a necessity now, no longer a luxury. And internet prices are going to go up too. Kojiko already announced it. I heard my coworker yesterday bitching about that they're upping it another $1.50 a month. So yeah, they're upping the price $1.50 a month on the cable internet, but they're not increasing the speed or giving you an extra cap or anything. They're just charging you more money. Pretty fucked, but it's the way she goes. But anyway, people, I don't know what you guys think about this. Leave a comment below. I know there's other places in the world where cigarettes cost a lot more, and it's driving people nuts. I'm so glad I'm down to 6 milligrams milligram e-juice because I could quit vaping tomorrow if they decided to make it illegal. You know, I could say fuck it and be done, and I wouldn't be dependent on it anymore, and I could probably just go fine. The first couple of days would suck, but once you're over that, you're good to go, and I could easily pull it off. That's why I'm down to 6 milligrams and 0 milligrams. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, click that like button. Questions, comments, concerns, you know where to put them. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.